Greetings, my beautiful lovelies, it's Emmy and welcome back. Today I'm going to be cooking with flowers, more specifically pumpkin flowers. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I have been growing a giant pumpkin, a pumpkin that could potentially grow over 1,000 pounds. Now, I'm not claiming that it will, but the seed, the genetics call for it. Seriously, I've always wanted to grow a giant pumpkin, or at least try to, and with lockdown, this is the perfect time to do it because they're finicky. They require a lot of time and investment, so I'm growing a giant pumpkin. So follow me on Instagram, follow my YouTube stories, and you can see the growth and progression of my pumpkin. It's so much fun, so much fun. So along with that, my pumpkin vine also has lots of these beautiful pumpkin flowers. So many of you lovelies suggested that I should cook with the flowers, and that was in my mind. I was just waiting for the vine to produce enough that I could make a decent recipe. Now these I just picked about 5 minutes ago. They're absolutely gorgeous, and I never knew how fragrant pumpkin blossoms are. They're so sweet. They smell lovely, a little bit like violets. So nice. So here's the flower, and down below here, there's no fruit. If this was a female flower, there would be a small little fruit here, and that would be the beginnings of a pumpkin. But that would not be fertilized. It needs to be fertilized by a male flower, which is here. So that's why our pollinators are so important. A bee or some kind of insect would visit a male flower, and inside the male flower, we have this organ here, and this is called the pistil. Now this pistil is covered with pollen, and that pollen is then delivered by a pollinator to a female flower where inside there's a stigma. The pollen gets rubbed off and it travels down the stigma, fertilizing the ovary or the fruit down below, and then we have a viable fruit, and that fruit of course is a pumpkin. So this is the first time I've ever grown a pumpkin, and I didn't realize that the female flowers come after the male flowers. So I had a bunch of male flowers, not a single female flower, and I was like, oh no, my vine is a dud. But nope, I did get some female flowers. They were at the end of the vine. As soon as it popped open, I took a couple male flowers, removed the petals, and I used this like a paintbrush, and I painted the stigma with the pistil, depositing pollen into it. And then the next day, it was so amazing, the flower closed up, stayed shut, and then the pumpkin began to grow. So stinking cool. I live for these days. I find so much delight in witnessing these progressions and changes. So very cool. So that's the anatomy of a pumpkin flower. This is the part we're going to remove, and this is the part we're going to eat. This beautiful, gorgeous, marigold colored flower. So the recipe I'm making today is inspired by Doña Angela. I've spoken about her before. She's absolutely lovely, a beautiful woman that lives down in Mexico. She has a YouTube channel. I'll put a link down below. It's called Mi Rancho a Tu Cocina. It's an absolutely lovely channel, so charming and simple, but beautiful recipes. And today's recipe, I've wanted to make this recipe since I saw the video, but I didn't have a squash plant or pumpkin plant to harvest to make it. So today I'm going to be making Quesadilla de Flor de Calabasa, and they are squash flour quesadillas. So I'm going to be making homemade quesadillas using masa. So this is corn flour specifically for making quesadillas, and this is going to be kind of instant masa. So all I have to do is mix this with cold water. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we want to do is take apart our squash blossoms and give them a good rinse. I am going to say it again, growing a giant pumpkin has been so stinking cool. I really hope I get to the finish line. There's so many things that potentially could go wrong, pests, varmints, all kinds of things, but keeping my fingers crossed that this is going to work out. But it's been such a delight. These are so fragrant, so fragrant. Ah, they smell so lovely. They should make that into a perfume, pumpkin blossom perfume. You don't have to use pumpkin blossoms. If you have a zucchini plant or any other kind of squash will work as well. And you want to take the male blossoms though, If you take the female blossoms, then you won't have any squash. Unless you have too much squash, then by all means, take the female flowers. There are a couple other recipes that you can make with squash blossoms. You could make a soup. You can also fry these because everything deep fried is delicious. Okay, let me give these a quick rinse. Now we're gonna make our tortillas. And if you don't wanna do this, of course you can use store-bought tortillas. I won't tell. 4 half cups. To our 2 cups of masa, we're gonna add 1.5 cups of water. And then we're gonna knead this for 2 minutes. I almost forgot to say, make sure you have impeccably clean hands. Oh, Julia. I miss Julia Child. She was such a delight. She was just herself, you know? She was a big lady and she was slapping on the chickens and she just did things. She went for it. Love that. Just go for it. Okay, so this is feeling pretty good. So I'm gonna put both of my hands in here. I'm gonna knead this for 2 minutes. There, we have it. Now I'm gonna cover this with a towel so it doesn't dry out. So now we're ready to shape our tortillas. So I have a tortilla press here, nice and heavy cast iron. This is just a plastic bag that I cut up. Place one on the bottom, and then we're gonna get a ball of masa, and we're gonna roll it into about the size of a golf ball. I said about 1 ounce ball. Place it in the middle, take another piece of plastic, put it on top, and then we're gonna just press it into a tortilla. Ooh. Now the plastic's really important. We're gonna reuse the plastic, but we need the plastic so it doesn't stick. And then look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Doña Angela does not use a press. She uses her beautiful hands and she presses out the tortillas to perfection. But she has years and years of experience. But if you don't have years and years of experience like me, you can use a tortilla press. And look, isn't that gorgeous? So over here, I've got a flat griddle. I'm gonna heat this up. In Mexico, they would call this comal. Slap it on. So I have a little bit of a tear there, but not bad for my first try, I would say. Ooh, it's starting to puff up. Yeah. Now we're gonna take some cheese. I'm using queso Oaxaca here. It's kind of like a string cheese. Put it on half like that. And then we're gonna take our beautiful squash blossoms and put them right in there as well. I can't wait to taste this. Okay, we're gonna fold it right in half. There's our quesadilla. Now this one's done, and let's just continue this. This is exciting. And some squash blossoms. This color is so beautiful. Oops, that's hot. Alrighty, my beautiful lovelies, look at my beautiful quesadillas. Aren't they gorgeous? Quesadilla de Flor de Calabasa. Can't wait to taste these. This would be perfect with some green salsa, but I couldn't find any tomatillos. Alrighty, here we go. Buen provecho. Homemade tortillas are so good. They're soft and supple and full of lovely corn flavor. The Oaxaca cheese is so good. It's salty and chewy. It's got a bit of a texture similar to mozzarella. Both of them have a nice fresh milk flavor to it too. But that combination of corn, salty cheese, and floral flower in there is so nice. The pumpkin blossoms add just a little touch of sweetness. They're floral, tiny bit of crunch, and of course this beautiful, lovely, sunny yellow color. Fantastic. This recipe is such a great reminder that I should make homemade tortillas more often. They're super simple and so much superior to the store-bought ones. So good. Alrighty, my beautiful lovelies, that's how you make homemade, beautiful pumpkin blossom quesadillas. Absolutely delicious, gorgeous, and a great way to use up those blossoms from your squash plant. Thanks again for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I hope you guys learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media and you can keep up tabs on my giant pumpkin, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodaloo. Take care. Bye. I should wear it behind my ear, except my glasses are taking up that real estate.